Alright class, so for today's math lesson, we'll be introducing the properties of 3-dimension. Now, can somebody tell me what the formula volume of a rectangular prism? Everyone, show of hands! That's right, because it's length times width times height. Now, can anybody tell me what the volume of a sphere? Ugh, I ain't doing any of this bullcrap. Look, I'm just gonna put into this my honest words and speak it so you can understand. This is not a lesson, okay? I repeat, this is not a lesson. Just because the title is called math doesn't mean it's a lesson for math. Hell, I would ever think that I'm qualified enough to be in the level of teaching math, not even the easiest ones. It's not my teaspoon of sugar, or whatever you want to call it. Admit it, we all hate math. It can be very complicated at the point where you get frustrated, whether we try to think about it really hard. Banging your head to the table like a retard you are, not knowing that it's a completely different language to yours, or to the point where you could just hulk up and smash everything that is completely bullcrap. I know that math can be a very complicated and that you just want to give up, but you just gotta know the value of it. Math is everywhere. Face it, it is. No matter where you go, no matter how far you've gone, it's everywhere. Whether you have to count on the boxes that need to be moved, whether you need to estimate the space for building a house, how much you've been saving for that anime figurine you've been aiming to buy, or that you've wasted your time making this boring video that nobody would ever bother watching from a boring title. Yeah, let's not talk about that. But if there are people like you that loves math and that you probably want to aim for a mathematician someday, then good. Just go for it. It's good for you to have a goal in mind. Without math, you don't know everything about how to work your brain and be the mindless blob you are. You just have to push it through so that you can work through your life around. Let me tell you about my opinion. I don't know if anyone is related to this or somewhat, but I'll just start my own problem. Let's start with something simple. Addition and subtraction. Oh sure, everybody can do adding and subtracting. You just put on how many it needs to be added and put on what needs to be taken out. Simple as that. Sure, that can be so simple.
If you could do it with more than just 6 digits.
It's easy enough to solve it with a plus or a minus sign with no problem, but I would always count my fingers every damn time. Some people would just solve the problem quickly like the intelligent beings they are, writing the answers down, popping out from their heads. But not to me. You see, I always had to rely on my fingers, even if it was during tests I had to. What, you expect me to be some sort of human calculator to press buttons and give me the results? The only buttons I got are my 2 nipples and my dick! Multiplication and division. I'll excel at it. Even though I try to think so hard, I just can't remember any of the product for it. I only know some of the numbers, and all the others I had trouble with. Although I do know 11, considering that it's the same with single digit and pairs, except for 12. Probably 11, too. I was never good at divisions. I'm aware that it's more like the opposite of multiplying, but it's kinda difficult for me to solve it. And I was never good at solving factorials. It stresses the hell out of me. Every time I try to solve a math question, I would always have to use a calculator every time during classes. I never brought my own calculator because it doesn't have that many functions to help. I've always had to use it for geometry, algebra, measurements, and fractions. I must be losing my mind now. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. But that explains why I had trouble solving for the test without using a calculator, especially writing out a number if you don't know how to do it with the most insufficient time limit. Alright, time to put what you've learned, cause you won't be needing this calculator, and you will sure as hell pass it without a cinch. You now have 20 problems in about 2 minutes. Here's your packet. Wait, what? 20 problems in 2 minutes? I don't have time to solve all of them. Can I just get like 30 minutes? 2 minutes? You didn't even get me a chance to start. Alright, fine! Also for the fact that they would give you working packets to put on, just so that it's rather simple for you to solve it when there's like hundreds of them for the whole class period, or maybe tomorrow's class. Okay, here's your assignment. Once you're finished, you can have your free time. Oh, free time. Alright, let's just finish this as fast as I... Did you print this out? I don't know any of this crap. Well, that's on you since you can't understand the basis of it. Oh, okay. I might as well be stupid from someone who just printed piles of crap that were printed from a website just to expect that we don't have any geniuses to look up to at all, considering the fact that there's barely intelligent enough to create their own source material for the work and waste our precious time. You sad, retarded piece of shit! And there are other cases when I can handle some problems, like what does x equals to this and that, and I just work on it like a natural. But there are some cases like when I'm facing a geometric problem with volumes and solving degrees. Yeah. When I just wrote my answer and submit it, and I happen to get the wrong answer as to where the correct answer is, and I've unconsciously wrote the wrong numbers to the equation. Or when you answered the question and you aren't convinced that it was the right answer, thinking it really hard that you had to change it but getting wrong anyway, since the correct answer was the exact same answer you had before. It was the same answer the entire time! Though I had to look into my notes back and forth, just to make sure that I don't ever get the same mistake again and have the wrong answer. It was a complete ordeal for me. Although there are some things that I make decent efforts to math, and things that I just simply trash at or know nothing at all. I was never good at adding or subtracting fractions from both ways. I was never good at finding factors from the numbers, possibilities, linears, rates, and ratios, to the extent that is. Overall, math is inevitable, but I just grow on it eventually. It's complicated, but you should at least know the basics of it if you're going to make a living out of it. Look, I'm no preacher, I'm just an average guy, a Korean American who just makes average effort in math. No, I'm not good at math just because I'm Asian. I wish I could, naturally, but I think it'd be a wishful thinking for me since I'm always average. My name is Nex-oz, and this is my first animated video. Thank you for watching.